What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Tactical Advantage. So today we're going to start working on Tim's Rock Island. We're going to do a quick trigger job on this, no changing of parts, using all factory parts. We're just going to polish everything up. In my experience, normally you can shave about a pound and a half off these triggers just by cleaning up the internals. So first things first, let's see where we're at right now. So as you can see, gun is clear. Go ahead and get a couple pulls on it. Okay, right at 5. .13, which that seems a little bit low from an average perspective. .7. So we can also see it's relatively inconsistent. .415. .2. We'll do one more for good measure. £4, 14. So roughly 15 or 5-pound trigger. Hopefully we can get this down to around 4, but we shall see. So unfortunately with YouTube, I can't show you guys exactly what I'm going to do here, but I'll certainly kind of explain the process and what we went through. This isn't going to be a super complicated process. Like I said, probably what we're going to do is I'll just clean out the trigger bow channel, polish some parts. I've got a sear jig, so I'll polish the sear, polish all the engagements, and we'll see what that yields us. But past that, I'll see you guys in a minute when we get her put back together. Alright guys, well we just finished up the trigger job in this Tac Ultra. As you saw before, we were running right around 5 pounds before, so we got a little bit better here. .315. .314.7. .315. Do 2 more. No, that's not a good pull. .3.9. .310. So you know, we're probably average around 3 pounds 12 ounces. So we knocked about a pound off, maybe a pound and some change, and it's a little bit more consistent than it was. Again, this is using all factory parts. You know, I'm bummed, but I cannot show you guys exactly what I did. However, I can kind of explain it. So all factory parts, the first thing you do when you're doing something like this is called the trigger track stone. And what this does, you can true up the trigger track where the trigger bow rides in. More often than not, there's a burr or a casting mark or something in there that's causing some drag or a hitch on the trigger pull. So that's kind of your first step. You want to clean that up. I polished up the trigger bow, mirror polished the trigger bow. And then really with 1911 triggers, what you're doing, this is an Ed Brown sear jig. So what you do with this is you would just put your sear in here, and then you've got this feeler gauge that helps you set the right depth for your sear and helps you true and polish it. So a lot of times from the factory, you've got a whole bunch of sear exposure that increases your pull weight, and it just kind of dirties up the trigger because you've got a whole lot of engagement surface. So with that, you just stone that down. This is my stoning kit. You have like medium India down to like fine ceramic. And you just polish that up, and then you get into your hammer hooks on how your hammer, your sear, how everything kind of engages. You true that up and polish that up. So really, the big difference that you're getting into with 1911 triggers is there's a lot of mechanical engagement and lockup that has to happen, and it has to happen right. For one, for it to be clean, and two, for it to be safe. So I certainly wouldn't suggest going and trying to do trigger jobs by hand, you know, with no kind of jig or anything like that. You're playing with fire there. Could you get away with it? Maybe, but stuff needs to be true. So, you know, these jigs aren't expensive if you're really into 1911s. I mean, I've had this one for years and years and years. All these stones, they last for years and years and years. But with that, a little bit of work took, I don't know, roughly an hour, full disassembly, full reassembly. We knocked a pound off it, cleaned it up quite a bit. I think these triggers, just Paras, Rock Islands, like their double stacks in general, you know, they don't come with the best trigger components, the best hammers or cast or dirty castings. So you can certainly do more. You don't have to go nuts with springs, and you can get down, you know, low 3s, 2s. You get into springs, you can start really doing some work. But past that, guys, that's it for this one. Again, I apologize I can't show you, but YouTube will just dog me. They'll not only demonetize it, but they'll probably give me a strike. So, you know, that's it. That's showing what you can do with this stuff. If you guys want, in the comments, ping me. I can give you links to the tools. I can certainly, you know, talk to you guys via message if you needed some help or some, you know, explanation or motivation to do this. But it's not hard. Once you have the right tools, you know, you're good to go. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. We got a lot more coming up on this gun. Thanks.